verse 1c. You know, it says, arise, shine, for thy light is come. The last part of that verse says, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon you. God's glory is risen upon you. I'm going to spend a little time and talk on this number 4. I'd like us to go to Exodus chapter 33. I'll use all of them and explain. Exodus chapter 33, verses 9 and 10. Okay. Yes.
And all the people rose up and worshipped every man in his tent door.
We go to verses 13 to 23. Maybe I should do that. Now therefore, I pray thee, if I have found grace in thy sight, show me now thy way, that I may know thee, that I may find grace in thy sight, and consider that this nation is thy people. And he said, my presence shall go with thee, and I will give thee rest. And he said unto him, if thy presence go not with me, carry us not up hence. For wherein shall it be known here that I and thy people have found grace in thy sight? Is it not in that thou goest with us? So shall we be separated, I and thy people, from all the people that are upon the face of the earth. And the Lord said unto Moses, I will do this thing also that thou hast spoken, for thou hast found grace in my sight, and I know thee by name. Verse 18, please underline verse 18 if you can. And he said, I beseech thee, show me thy glory. Verse 19, and he said, I will make all my goodness pass before thee, and I will proclaim the name of the Lord before thee, and will be gracious to whom I will be gracious, and will show mercy on whom I will show mercy. And he said, thou canst not see my face, for there shall no man see me and live. And the Lord said, behold, there is a place by me, and thou shalt stand upon a rock. And it shall come to pass, while my glory passeth by, that I will put thee in a cleft of the rock, and will cover thee with my hand, while I pass by. And I will take away mine hand, and thou shalt see my back parts, but my face shall not be seen. In Exodus, Moses was requesting, in verse 18 of chapter 33, Exodus 33 verse 18, Moses was requesting, I beseech thee, show me thy glory. Here was Moses, in a state of dilemma, trying to lead the people through the wilderness to the promised land. And the great thing that Moses requested of the Lord was, Lord, show me your glory. In other words, show me your presence. Show me your glory. For in your glory I know is your power. In your glory I know there is honor. I know that in your glory there will be fear upon the rest of the nations. I know when your glory descends, I know there will be a shaking. I know the people will believe you. I know they will believe that you are in our midst. Show me your glory. Moses knew the import of the presence of the glory of God in the congregation, in the tabernacle, in the place. So Moses said, let your glory be with us. Let your glory be with you. Show me your glory. In Isaiah chapter 60, when God was speaking, when he said, arise, shine, for your light is come. In other words, why I'm telling you to arise and then to shine is that your light has come. Beyond your light coming, my glory is risen upon you. The presence of my power, my dignity, my honor is upon you. Therefore, you have no reason to fail. That's what God was telling Isaiah to speak to the children of Israel. I'm taking time to explain the gravity my glory. It is his honor. It speaks about his presence. People who have studied Hebrew and Arabic, they talk about the Shekinah glory of God, the mighty presence of God, of the power of God. You remember we read in the Bible that at some time when the people sang and worshiped, the presence of God so descended. The glory of God descended like a cloud in the tabernacle, in the place of worship. And the Bible says the priests could not minister anymore. So when God says, my glory is risen upon you, he's saying, look, my Shekinah honor, my Shekinah presence, my presence that brings about healing, that brings about miracles, that brings about that which people thought was impossible. My presence such that the priest will not even have need to minister again. In other words, my presence that will bring about the expectations of the people has risen upon you. Therefore, God is saying, arise, shine. What else do you need? The glory of God is talking about the power of God, his presence. Wherever God is, there is a manifestation. I take us to Judges. Sorry, please. We omitted it in the typing. Judges chapter 6. I just want to read something. Judges chapter 6 and from verse 12. Judges chapter 6. It talks about Gideon. But I want to show us something. Judges chapter 6 and from verse 12. I read from verse 12 to 16. Just pick a little from verse 12. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto him and said unto him, the Lord is with thee, thou mighty man of valor. And Gideon said unto him, O my Lord, if the Lord be with us, why then is all this befallen us? And where be all his miracles, which our fathers told us of, saying, did not the Lord bring us up from Egypt? But now the Lord hath forsaken us, delivered us into the hands, and delivered us into the hands of the Midianites. And the Lord looked upon him and said, go in this thy might, and thou shalt save Israel from the hand of the Midianites. Have not I sent thee? And he said unto him, O my Lord, wherewith shall I save Israel? Behold, my family is poor in Manasseh, and I am the least in my father's house. And the Lord said unto him, surely I will be with thee. Surely I will be with thee. Surely I will be with thee. That was the kind of thing that Moses was asking for. Surely I will be with thee, and thou shalt smite the Midianites as one man. Something instructive in verse 14. God said, go in this your might. In verse 15, Gideon talked about the scientific reality of where he was. He said he was poor. He said his own family was small. He was an ordinary person. And God said, go in this your might. The last part of verse 14, God said, have not I sent thee? In other words, will my glory not go with you? Will my presence not go with you? Am I not the one that sent you? Am I not the one that said, arise and shine? And I told you that your light is come, and my glory is risen upon you. What is it that you will not be able to do? Moses was asking the Lord for his glory.